Hey guys, before we jump into this next video, I want to give a huge thank you to all the people who make this show possible through their donations. If you want to donate, make sure you click the link below and let's see what's coming up next. Hey boys and girls, it's me, Bree here, and we are about to have a super fun day. So get ready and let's jump into our Bible lesson. For today's Bible lesson, I am telling you a very, very cool story about a guy named Samson. So let's jump in and find out what happens. So Samson's mom, before Samson was born, wanted a baby so bad. So she prayed to God and she said, God, give me a child. I can't have any children. So God said, okay, I'll give you a child, but you have to make sure that he does not do three things. And the first one was he can't drink any wine. The second one was he can't eat any unclean thing. And the third one was he can never cut his hair. Let's do it again. The first one was he can't put any wine in his mouth, can't drink any wine. The second one was he can't eat any unclean thing. And the third one was he can never cut his hair, okay? So she was like, okay, God, I can make sure he doesn't do that. So Samson was born and he grows up and he becomes a really, really strong warrior. And so all of a sudden he was older and he went to war. And he slayed 1,000 men, catch this, with only the bone of a donkey. Okay? So he slew 1,000 men with only the bone of a dead donkey. That's crazy. So he was incredibly strong. Samson was the man of strength. And so he goes throughout his life and he's trying really hard not to break these rules. And so he makes some mistakes and he gets involved with some people who were kind of steering him in the wrong direction and giving him some bad influences. And he made some mistakes and he broke some of those rules. But then, later on in his life, he met a woman named Delilah. Yes, Delilah. Delilah was like, hi, Samson. Samson was like, hey, girl. And you know what? They ended up falling in love. Aww. Yes, it was so sweet in the beginning. However, we're about to find out what happens. So, Delilah was a Philistine girl, okay? And Samson was an Israel boy. He was an Israelite. And so their countries or their people were kind of at war with each other, okay? And so Delilah said she loved Samson. Samson said that he loved Delilah. But Delilah got approached by these men that Samson had kind of made mad later or back in the day. And so they came up to Delilah and they said, hey, Delilah, we're going to give you 1,100 pieces of silver, but we need you to get some information. We've noticed that Samson is like abnormally strong. He's so strong. And we need to know what gives him that strength. So Delilah thought about it and she was like, how much do I love him? Do I love him more than 1,100 pieces of silver? Which, that was a lot of money back then. I'm talking about a lot of money back then. And so she was like, well, no, I don't love him that much. So she decided to do it and betray Samson. Oh my goodness, that's not love at all. Their love story wasn't even real. Anyways, let's get back. So, 1,100 pieces of silver. Delilah was like, okay, fine, I'll do it. So she went to Samson and she was like, Samson, you're so strong. Can you please tell me the secret to your strength? He was like, oh yeah, girl, I'm so strong. Let me tell you. So, yeah, my secret is, if you bind me in like these bowstrings, that'll take away my strength. That's the secret. That's the secret, girl. And she was like, really? Okay. So he falls asleep and she does that exact thing. She ties him with the bowstrings. And then all of a sudden, she yells because the guys that had paid her the money came in. She was like, Samson, wake up. The Philistines are here. They're here to get you. So he wakes up and he busts through those bowstrings, the ones that he told her that he couldn't break out of. So he kind of lied to her, right? So after all that is, he defeated those guys that were coming to get him. And so she's like, Samson, why did you lie to me? I thought you loved me. And he was like, yeah, girl, I did. I'm so sorry, but I'll tell you the truth now. She's like, yes, please tell me the truth. So he was like, if you bind me with new ropes, I can't, and they've never been used, I can't break out of those. Sorry about the other ones, but these, I really can't break out of them. She was like, okay. She decided to sing him a lullaby, right? Go to sleep, strong Samson. And he goes to sleep, okay? So he goes to sleep, and she binds him up with the new ropes that had never been used, and she yells, oh, Samson, help me, the Philistines are here. And he says, what? And he wakes up and he breaks out of the new ropes that he said he couldn't break out of. Crazy, right? So he kind of lied to her again. But he couldn't tell anyone the secret. What is his hair? He couldn't tell anyone that because his parents told him that God said that he can't do that. So here we are again, the third night. She's really upset now. She's really mad. She's like, Samson, I thought that you really loved me. You were supposed to tell me. He's like, okay, girl. Okay, this is the secret. The secret is you have to braid my hair with fabric, intertwined into it. But you have to make sure it's 7 locks, okay? So you gotta do 7 braids of my hair with some fabric wrapped in them, and that's how my strength is stopped, okay? Just trust me. She was like, okay, you better not be lying to me, okay? And all of a sudden, I don't know how Samson did not realize that she was actually trying to hurt him, but anyways. So Samson sat there, she braided his hair at night, she sang him another lullaby, go to sleep, strong Samson. And he goes to sleep, okay? So he's asleep, and she braids his hair into 7 locks into the fabric, and then all of a sudden, she says, Samson, wake up, the Philistines are here to get you. And he wakes up, and he takes his hair out, and he fights him and destroys him, and now she's like, I'm done. I am so done with you. You have lied to me enough. You've made me look like a complete fool to everyone, and you lied to me. You lied to me. And so he says, okay. Enough is enough. You're my wife. I love you. You love me. I trust you. You seem like you're a good person. You seem like you're in my life for good things. Like you really love me, like you really care about me. So, I'm gonna tell you the real secret. If you shave my head and you cut off all of my hair, I will lose my strength. Are you sure, Samson? Because I don't want to be lied to. He says, yes, girl, I'm sure. If you shave my hair, I lose my strength. So the night comes again, and she sings him to sleep. Go to sleep, sweet Samson. And he falls asleep. And she cuts off all of his hair. And then she wakes up in the middle of the night, and she says, Samson, the Philistines are upon you. And he wakes up, and he has no strength. He broke the main rule, which was to never cut his hair. The main rule and the main instruction that God had given him was not to cut your hair, and he did that, and he gave his secret away to someone that he thought loved him, and that was for him. And so the Philistines took him away, and they hurt him, and they made him go blind, and they hurt him real bad, and then they brought him, and they stuck him into a big, arena, like a big football stadium full of people. And everyone was laughing at him and saying, your God's not real, see? I knew your strength wouldn't last. I knew you were a liar. I knew you weren't really that strong. And puts him in there, and they're laughing at him. He can't see because he's blind now. He has no hair, he has no strength. And at that moment, he felt so defeated. But also at that moment, he realized, God, I know I got myself in this situation, but I also know that you are a God of strength. And I ask you to please help me show your strength. So he asked someone that was there helping him, not being nice, but just doing what everyone was telling them to do. And he said, hey, can you let me lean up against these pillars right here because I can't see and I'm kind of tired and I just need to rest. So they're like, yeah, whatever, dude. So they pull him over to the pillars, and he sits there and he quietly prays to God. And he says, God, please let me have strength one more time. Use me one more time to show how big of a God that you are and to show how strong of a God that you are and your strength in me, what it can do. So God gave him his strength for one last time. And in the middle of that football stadium, there were these big 2 pillars, and they held it up. And Samson got in between those pillars, and he prayed, and he took a deep breath, And he pushed and he pushed and he pushed until the pillars broke and the whole thing came down. And everyone that was laughing and mocking God and mocking Samson, well, they were under that. And so I want to tell you, when you go through life, sometimes you're going to come across people that you think are good influences, or that you think really like you, or your real best friend, kind of like Delilah. But you have to be careful, because a true friend will never purposely influence you to do wrong. A good friend will never purposefully influence you to not do what God says. So I want to remind you that if you're trying to have a bunch of friends and stuff, make sure that they want good things for you just like they want good things for them. And that's where we choose our friends carefully. We keep our eyes open, our ears open, and we always receive the instructions that God has for us. Because sometimes they might not make sense, but in the end, they could save our life. And make sure you have good people and good friends around you in a good circle. After today's Bible lesson, we get to learn our memory verse to go right along with it. It's coming from Proverbs 12:26, and it says, "The righteous choose their friends carefully." Can you say it with me? The righteous choose their friends carefully. Now let's see if we can go ahead and mix it up and memorize it together. So it says, the blank choose their friends carefully. What would that word be? The righteous choose their friends carefully. Great job. Let's go ahead and take out another blank, okay? The blank choose their blank carefully. What would it be? The righteous choose their friends carefully. Very good. Good job. Let's take another one out. It's getting harder, but we can do it. The blank choose blank blank carefully. What does that say? The righteous choose their friends carefully. Very good. So let's take out another blank. We're almost there. Blank blank choose blank blank carefully. Okay, it's a lot, but we can do it, right? The righteous choose their friends carefully. Great job. Let's take another one out. Blank blank choose blank blank blank. Let's see how we can do it. The righteous choose their friends carefully. Good job. Now let's take them all out and see if we can fill in the blanks, okay? Here we go. The righteous choose their friends carefully. Proverbs 12:26. If you got it, awesome. And if you didn't, it's okay. Just keep trying and we'll learn and grow together. For today's Wacky Fact, did you know that before the year 1913, parents could actually send their kids to grandma's through the postal service? Could you imagine having your parents take you down to the post office and stick you through the slot to go visit grandma? I'm sure that would be totally wacky and a bit uncomfortable. Are you ready to have some fun? I know I'm ready to have some fun, and that means we are about to play some fun games. So let's keep on watching and see what's coming up. This game is called Cabbage Crawl. Yes, this is a real cabbage, and the object of this game is to take this cabbage on the ground, use your head to headbutt while crawling this cabbage all the way over that blue line. Yes, all the way over it. And you have to do it in under 60 seconds. And if you're playing against someone, it's whoever crosses that blue line first. So let's get to crawling, guys. Boys and girls, so today we are playing a game called Chin Bucket. Yes, Chin Bucket. And the object of this game is to grab these beanbags here using only your chin, bring them over here and drop it in the bucket. Now, if you drop it on the floor, you have to only pick it up using your chin, and you have to do all of this in under 60 seconds. So, let's go! Yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Woo! Yes! Hey boys and girls, so we are going to jump right into making our crazy craft, and today we are making a face mask. So right here is my mask. This is my Be Kind mask, and so we're going to be making some different versions of this, and follow along with me and we'll see what we need. So the first thing you're going to need is glitter. Yes, glitter, it's amazing. So make sure you get that. Paint pens. I have some white mask, and then stickers, and a hot glue gun with parental supervision. So let's go ahead and jump in and see what amazing crafts we can make today. hope you had loads of fun today because I know I did, and I cannot wait for you to see everything else we have for you. So make sure that you like, share, and subscribe. Hit all the buttons you can, and I'll see you next time right here on Destiny.